Hey everyone and welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to discuss a coding question on required sum problem which was asked in the previous year question papers. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe for upcoming coding videos as well as preparatory material, and you can browse our channel for different videos. We have covered topics on OOPS, we have covered topics on many different concepts. We have last minute notes as well, so you can refer to those videos as well. And in this video we are going to discuss with this problem which we specified. So let's begin and understand what the problem says. So what we want to do is find the given number which is possible as a sum of two numbers from the given array. So we have input as an array of numbers and we have value of sum, and we have to output the numbers from the array which add up to the given sum. Now if you take a minute and read the question properly, it asks us for providing two numbers from the given array which gives us the resultant sum which is demanded in the question. So one thing which you are rest assured about is that you don't have to think about corner cases, like if there is no such number then what we have to do in that case, which means that the problem is guaranteeing you that there will be such pairs which exist, so you have to output any one of them. So we have input as I declared and the output which we saw. So let's look at the sample input and output. So the sample input has the list of numbers which is 12, 5, 9 and 19 in this case, and then we have the value of sum which is 14, and we have the output 5 and 9. So the explanation is as follows. We have these four numbers and as you see 5 and 9 add up to give you the answer 14. So that is why the output is 5 and 9. So if it would have been the case say 17, so in that case the output would have been 12 and 5. It would have been something like 28. So the output would have been 9 and 19, and in this manner the program should work. So let's jump into the problem and see how we can just decode it. So first of all, what our logic will be, let's discuss about it a little bit and then we will jump into the code part. So let's define some common grounds to make this problem a little bit easier. So first of all, we will have an array which will be a list of numbers provided by the user, and the user will also pass the value of sum. So let's define it by saying v, or let's say value. So value will be the value of sum. Value is a keyword and value of sum is the number, alright. So the value of sum will be provided by the user, and what we want to do is we want to find out the resultant, that is 5 and 9 as we saw in our problem. So how we will be doing this, what will be our approach? So first of all, we will be defining a function which will do the work for us obviously, and inside of that function what we are going to do is create a set first of all. So let's define the set as S. It will be our set, and what we want to do inside of our set, let's look at it. First of all, we have our array. So what we are going to do is iterate over this array. So I will write for I in array, and what we want to do inside of this array, we will be checking that the difference between the value which is passed and the iterating number inside of our array, if that difference is available in our set or not, we have to check it first. And why does that logic work, I will explain to you with the help of an example as well. So hold on and look at what we are doing. So what I want to check is if value minus I is available inside of our set S. If this is the case, then what we are going to do is simply print the value minus I, that is this difference which we are talking about, and the variable I in this case, which means the number over which we are iterating upon. So we will simply print these two values, and if this is not the case, then what we will do, we will simply add the number I in our set. And so next time when we enter into our loop, since the loop has not finished yet, so we will be checking for the same things again and again, and in that case we are going to simply print it. So if the logic is clear, so let's start to write the problem. So first of all, we need an array from the user. So we will write, so this is the standard way of directly taking the input from the user. So everything is handled here, you don't need to worry about it. And then we have a value which will be the value of sum, and it will be an integer. And let's define a function, say define sum of two values. This will be our function, and it will accept two parameters. First of all, the array which we are creating, and it will also contain the value which is being passed by the user. So also let's just make a call to this function and pass the parameters as well. So what I want to do is, first of all, inside of this function I want to create a set. As I said that, let's say s equals to set. So the purpose of set will be clear with the help of an example. So now next, as we wrote here, let's just copy this thing here. So we are checking that if the difference is in our set. If that is the case, then we print the value minus I comma I, which means the difference, and the variable I in this case, wherein the I refers to the value which we are iterating upon inside of our array, that is the list of numbers passed by the user. Else we simply add this value inside of our set. Now let's look at an example to make it much more clear as to why this logic works. So first of all, we pass the input, that is 12, 5, 9 and 19, and then we pass the value of sum. So in this case, let's just pass 14. So as you can see, the answer is 5 and 9. And how does that work? Let's just look at a dry run and understand how this is working. So first of all, what we are doing is taking the list of numbers and the value of sum from the user and passing it inside of our function, that is sum of two values. So in that function, what is happening is we are iterating over the array. So let's do the dry run and see what is the output. So first of all, we are at the first position inside of our array, that is the number 12. So is 14 minus 12 available inside of our set S? Obviously no, because initially our set is blank. So 14 minus 12 is 2, and 2 is available in set? Obviously no. So what we do in that case, the if condition is avoided and we jump into the else loop. So the value 12 is added inside of our set. So next run goes for the value number 5. So in that case, what we are checking, that 14 minus 5, which gives a result of 9, is available in our set, and we know that it is not available in our set because the first value which is available inside of our set is 12, and the value 9 is not available inside of our set yet. So we are going to add the value 9 inside of our set. Coming on to the third number inside of our list, that is 9. So is 14 minus 9, which is equal to 5, available inside of our set? Yes, it is available. So what we do, we print this difference, that is 14 minus 9, 5, and the value over which we are iterating open, that is 9. So we print the value 5 and 9, and that is how this program works. So let's just look at another example for the purpose of clarification. So let's do a run again, and we are going to pass the same set of input. So write 12, 5, 9 and 19, and let's just see this problem for the value 17. So what is the output? We can see that the output is 12 and 5. So 12 and 5 add up to 17. So that was the video all about. I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed this video and really got something out of it, I would highly request you to subscribe to the channel. And also, as a key reminder, tomorrow, that is 5th of January 2021, is the last date for registration of Wipro NLTH examination. So if you have not registered yet, go in the description and find the links for the registration, and you can directly register for the NLTH exam. Also, I would like to request all of you watching this video to subscribe to our Telegram channels to stay up to date with your preparation and all the latest videos which the Reeboks family brings to you every week. So thank you for watching this video. Once again, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and as always, keep learning and keep programming.